Hello and welcome, or welcome back to Spectral Readings. My name is Cameron, and this is reading for the sign of Virgo. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you need a personal reading, you can book one through my website. That's in the description box below. Anyway, thank you for being here. Sorry I took a week off again, but my school just started, so I was kind of getting used to that. I'm going to be making videos regularly for real. But of course I have still been doing my personal readings whenever anybody contacts me, which is almost every day, which is pretty cool, but it gives me kind of an idea about like what's going on. You know, I keep my finger on the pulse, so to speak, and I think what's going on right now is people, you should probably consider planning for the future, but not so much like figure your whole life out, but think about what you're going to do next month in February that's going to be awesome for you. You know, make some sort of a plan that will help your life be awesome. And I'm getting the sense that people are kind of hitting a wall or going to hit a wall with any bad habits or anything that you might do in excess, where it might it's been going okay for a while, but you might suddenly have a problem where you do something and like if you spend too much money, you're gonna have a negative bank account balance. Not to curse you with that. Or, you know, if you drink too much, you'll like be hungover or something like that. Again, not to curse you, but something like that might come up because things like that have been happening for a lot of people that I've noticed. So kind of shore yourself up with any bad habits or anything that you might have, but also plan for the future, plan for something good. And of course, as well, the Mercury retrograde is starting. It's about to happen. So this is going to be a good time to finish up old tasks. If during the Mercury retrograde you have an idea like, oh, I should suddenly move or something, or I should get a new job, but you haven't been thinking about that for a while, don't do it. That's a bad idea. But anything you've been thinking about for a while, it's a good time to do it. And those are the messages that I have brought here for you. But let's see what is going to come out in the cards. And again, thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe, etc. Four of Swords. This is taking some time to meditate. Take stock of your situation for sure. Five of Pentacles here as well. Okay, some of you might be separating yourself. Okay, if there are people that you hang out with that aren't on the same like level as you, so to speak, that might not have the same positive energy as you, might not have the same goals or aspirations, ambitions, you might want to separate yourself from them. Just kind of go your own way here with the Four of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. There's definitely a going your own way. And Five of Pentacles as well, it speaks of almost like being betrayed. There's a bit of sorrow attached to this card. Like you didn't get your fair shake in the past, something like that. And you feel like you just kind of, you need to do something on your own for a second. Some of you might be waiting for good news to come in, waiting for news to come in here with the Four of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. So if you are waiting for news to come in right now, waiting for something, make sure that you're also focusing on whatever it is that makes you, you. Do self-care, and definitely like meditate. Exercising has been big in the energy, and I myself have been participating in that. I ride my bike 10 miles a day, which is kind of crazy to think about, but I do. Of course, it's a stationary bike because it's 16 degrees out right now where I live, and very windy and cold, of course. 16 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see what else is coming up for you. Something about baking that I was hearing, like lemon cookies or something like that. I'm not sure what I was saying. Queen of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, and Death. Endings are beginnings. That's what I'm hearing. Endings are beginnings. And definitely, so if there's an ending taking place for any of you, something like that, if you feel like there's nothing you can do at this time, if you are having like time away from something, or if something is just coming to a close, endings are beginnings here with this Death card. Now, Queen of Cups, focus on yourself. If there are no answers outside, look inward, especially here with the, it's a bit jumpy, this Four of Swords. Look inward for answers. and kind of separate yourself from anybody who isn't in line with what you need to be doing. I'm getting kind of like a cautionary message as well. Like, let's say you hang out with somebody and they like drink too much and it makes you drink too much, or they like to go shopping and it makes you spend too much money. Those are the things that I'm picking up on, and it's definitely like you need to separate yourself from that so that something doesn't happen. They will understand, even if they don't. So, Queen of Cups, focus on yourself and what makes you you, just like what I was saying with this Four of Swords. Knight of Pentacles, tread carefully and plan for the future. Yep, tread carefully and be careful, like, how you spend your money. That's big here. And what's this? It's like you need to turn your attention to something that you're growing. So don't forget about whatever it is that you're growing for yourself. Don't let anybody distract you from that. Also, I see there's kind of a need for you to be writing. Even if you don't really feel like you have anything to write, like let's say you have like a writer's block or something like that you're experiencing, just write something and more ideas will come out of you. It's going to be like once you start the flow, even if it's nothing important that you're writing down, something good will come out of it. Also, I want to draw your attention to like this empty space right here. There used to be plants. So my spider plant had a bunch of babies, so I cut all of them off and put them in little cups of water. And today I decided to put them all together in a couple pots. So that's where those went. And yeah, so those are your tarot messages. And I'm going to give you a Romance Angels card to see what your heart space is like. Okay, so what I see is somebody might be catching your eye in a way that you wouldn't normally necessarily perhaps fancy, but you're just like trying new things. Like somebody that you might not have thought was an option might become an option. But again, make sure that they're not going to hinder your success. You know, like somebody might be different from what you would normally expect, but make sure that they're not like losers. Not like anybody is necessarily a loser, but okay, love yourself first is the message for your heart message. Okay, love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive, for sure. So if there's a bit of a pause between you and anybody, or if there's just a pause in general, love yourself first and it will open doors for you. And I'm going to give you oracle advice. What does Virgo need to know? This is interesting. Some of you might want to try painting. Painting houses. And that would be good for you as well, even if like you're not necessarily too keen on painting houses, for example. If you're experiencing a block, just do whatever it is that you do and paint a house. Like that might sound simple, but it might bring you creatively to where you want to be or where you need to be. Like you might have an idea after doing that, or after you finish something you might be hungry for more or something like that. It's easier to keep a fire going than to let a fire go out and start a new fire. So if you're trying to start a new fire, start small. That message actually kind of relates to me as well. Like here I am on my webcam instead of pulling my whole camera out. Okay, so to be fair came out the oracle card, but it came out upside down. So I'll read you the protection message for that. Number 38. Injustice and inequity are part of life, but they do not have to define your experience. This is a time when you may observe an injustice righted and fairly redressed. Perhaps you come to the rescue of someone else or are called to answer for a personal slight. You will be amazed by the sense of power that surges through you when you stand up for yourself and others. This card also indicates a good time to advocate for others who are less fortunate. Choose your cause and commit to it because you can make a difference. One thing is for certain. If fairness is your intention, the situation will be resolved for the highest good of all concerned through acts of kindness, empathy, and courage. You might be called to make a difference for somebody, and I can absolutely say that that's in the energy, and that's something that we're all dealing with right now. So if there's something that you need to do, or somebody calls upon you to help restore justice or something like that, this is a great time to do it. Put your best foot forward. You only get one chance at a first impression. That just came through as well. And I think there was something else in here for you. So I just want to just open right up to the page. Injustice and inequity are part of life, but they do not have to define your experience. So if things aren't working and it seems like there's nothing you can do about it, don't get so caught up in it that you get tangled up in a knots. Focus on something else. That's gonna help somebody. And let's see. And hope for the best. It says this is a time when you may observe an injustice righted and fairly redressed. So keep your fingers crossed for justice, but mind your own business. Remember, love yourself first, and those are my messages for you here today. Thank you so much for being here. Like, comment, subscribe. I love every single one of you. Many blessings to you. I hope everything's going well for you. Brace yourself for the Mercury retrograde, but honestly, how much worse can it be than 2020? You know, it's not going to be that bad. Knock on wood. And anyway, thank you for being here. Book a personal reading if you'd like one, and I'll see you next time.